So, 10 years after she agreed to take speeding points on his behalf, Vicky Pryce tonight faces the prospect of joining her ex-husband, Chris Huhne, in being sent to jail. The former Lib Dem Energy Secretary had dramatically changed his plea to admit perverting the course of justice at an earlier trial, and today a jury at Southwark Crown Court found Ms Pryce guilty of the same offence. Our Home Affairs correspondent, Simon Israel, has this report.
Vicky Pryce's desire, as she once put it, to nail her ex-husband has engineered her own downfall. The Economist has paid the ultimate price in her quest for revenge. A secret about a speeding ticket for nearly a decade concealed the couple's attempt to cheat the system. Unlike Chris Huhne, who pleaded guilty at the last minute, she protested her innocence until the very end.
The jury rejected Miss Pryce's claim that she'd been bullied into signing that lie. She had argued under a rarely used law dating back to the Middle Ages that she was excused from criminal responsibility because she'd been coerced. But in the jury's mind, they had an image of a highly professional woman who had hatched a sophisticated plot to bring down her ex and to protect herself.
Miss Pryce is naturally very disappointed to have been convicted. She would like to thank all those who have supported her during this difficult period, particularly her children, her friends and colleagues. Miss Pryce will return to court to be sentenced in due course, and no further comment will be made until the case is concluded.
It had been a carefully guarded family secret. Chris Huhne was clocked speeding down the M11 to London in 2003. He falsely named his wife as the driver to avoid an automatic ban. She then signed the form and took the points. And that would have been the end of it. But 7 years later, the cabinet minister walked out on their 26-year marriage when news broke of his long-running affair with his PR advisor, Karina Trimmingham. Miss Pryce wanted revenge on both and sought allies in the press. The Sunday Times correspondent Isabel Oakeshott helped devise a plan to entrap the MP by recording phone conversations with him.
Do you not remember the entire family knew that I took your points?
There is no question, all right?
There's no question of what, Chris? No question of what?
Look, this is nonsensical.
Are you, excuse me, when you, no, I don't intend to speak to you again. I don't intend, fine, Chris, I'll go out to the people and tell them that I took your point.
And I will tell them the truth, which is that you have been maliciously briefing the press because you told me that you wanted to ruin my political career.
Emails between the journalist and Miss Pryce revealed a collusion with only one aim in mind.
Inflicting maximum and perhaps fatal damage on Chris, if you're prepared to talk openly about the licence points.
Would need some reassurance that it would indeed bring CH down. I have no doubt, as I definitely want to nail him, more than ever actually, and would love to do it soon.
It came soon enough. The headlines emerged. The identity of the points taker was not disclosed. The damage had been done. And behind the scenes lurked one more player in this tragedy. Part-time judge Constance Briscoe was a neighbour and close friend of Vicky Pryce in this South London private cul-de-sac. During the trial it was claimed she helped in the plan to bring Huhne down. Miss Briscoe was to have been a prosecution witness in his trial, but the court was told she may have lied and could no longer be relied on as a witness of truth. She's now under police investigation.
You were the one who got stitched up.
But it's Vicky Pryce whose evidence has been declared untrustworthy today. Far from being bullied, the jury viewed her as a willing collaborator in crime. She even suggested at one point in her email exchanges with the Sunday Times that senior Lib Dem politicians had been warned of what was to come.
Actually, I had told Vince and Rachel about points before, when the three of us were having supper about a month ago. They were horrified at the time, but Vince Cable has probably forgotten it by now. He was very tired that night.
Were you able just to give me a reaction, sir, just very quickly, to what you think about the fact that she has been found guilty?
Vince Cable chose not to talk to cameras today, but his statement read like those from others in the party. There was no memory of such conversations. So revenge has proved to be anything but sweet. She and Chris Huhne will be sentenced at a date still to be arranged. But Vicky Pryce received the same warning from the judge as her husband did. Be under no illusion as to the type of sentence she will get. And both now face the prospect of prison.
Simon Israel reporting. Well, as we heard there, some of the emails revealed during the trial have prompted questions to leading Lib Dem figures on what they knew and when about the couple's actions. Our political editor, Gary Gibbon, is in Westminster. Gary.
Well, as you're saying, there is a suggestion that in those emails that Vicky Pryce contacted senior Liberal Democrats, not just Vince Cable and his wife in conversation, but also tapping Miriam Clegg, the Deputy Prime Minister's wife, on the shoulder and chatting to her a bit about this. That's the implication of the emails, also suggesting that other senior Lib Dem figures around Nick Clegg were told in advance of publication. In effect, on one reading, you could think that there was a cover-up lasting a few weeks, perhaps a couple of months, before there was actually the first newspaper allegation published. Now, all those people involved say, as Simon was saying in that piece, that they do not recollect any such specific contact. Some of them are saying they can remember Vicky Pryce grumbling, ranting maybe even about her husband at the time, but not that specific allegation. Nonetheless, the Liberal Democrats know that this is a gift for newspapers that may want to attack them, showed an appetite to do so over the Lord Renard allegations, and they are braced for quite a few dodgy headlines tomorrow.